items for consideration. Oh wait, communications. Mr. Gilbert has asked to address the board regarding audio and visual recording of meetings with district staff.
I'm here to talk to you about the policy KKB. It does not conform with Missouri law. It also is a direct violation of constitutional rights, and it puts the school district at risk of a 42 USC 1983 lawsuit for deprivation of rights. I was going to put my own words together, but I found a letter from our Attorney General, Mr. Eric Holder, that he sent to another school district on the matter, and he made it very clear. You cannot forbid a parent from using a phone to record a device, any type of a meeting. Anything that we do at the school district, the parent has the absolute right, for any reason and without requiring anybody's permission, to record that conversation. From Mr. Eric Schmidt's letter, Missouri is a one-party consent state. So long as at least one party to a conversation gives consent, the conversation may be lawfully recorded by the participant or a third party. He goes on to say, I remind you, you do not have the legal authority to restrict parents from recording in the first place. In the next sentence, you inform parents, in accordance with the policy KKB, they are prohibited from recording any other meeting with school staff. You do not have the authority to enact such a blanket prohibition, and neither does the school board. To the extent policy KKB prohibits parents from making audio recordings or meetings to which they are a party, whether made secretly or otherwise, it is in direct conflict with state law and is therefore void. Secondly, at least two of the rules raise substantial constitutional concerns that may expose your district to liability under 42 USC 1983. That is deprivation of civil rights. Your policy also says that when I go in there to record that meeting, that I can't transmit it to a third party. He addresses that. The policy further restricts transmission by a parent to a third party of a lawfully obtained audio recording of a meeting in which they are or were a participant. It is also void and of no binding effect. You cannot do this. Your policy is absolutely wrong. You can't do it. He closes. Let me be clear. Neither you nor the Moberly School Board have any authority whatsoever to limit a parent's ability to make an audio recording of a meeting to which they are a party. The right to record such meetings is vested in the parent, and they may exercise it as they see fit, regardless of any restrictions or prohibitions you would prefer to be in place. I urge you in the strongest possible terms to revisit this policy immediately and either rescind it in its entirety or revise it in a manner that complies with Missouri law. I'm here to ask you tonight to do that very thing, rescind this policy. You cannot forbid a parent from recording a conversation. This telephone in the hands of a parent or even in the hands of a student is the ultimate in transparency. If something is said or done that is of interest to the public, that needs to be made light to the public, Mr. Erdman, we should have the right to record it so that we can...
If I can stop you just for a second, I won't count this against your time, but you're addressing the board, not Mr. Erdman.
I just addressed Mr. Erdman too.
Address the board, please, not Mr. Erdman.
Okay. Mr. Erdman violated my rights. He refused to allow me to record. His behavior was so bad that I asked him to hold on while I got the phone
If you want to speak about personnel, we need to do that in closed session, not in open session. We won't talk about that. We'll be glad to talk to you in closed session about it, but if you're talking about personnel, we won't do it here.
Okay. During the last meeting, a staff member called the police department on the members of the public that showed up to the meeting. I have the record in my vehicle. He called the police dispatcher and called the police on the people that were there.
Sir, your request was to address this policy. That has nothing to do with this policy, so I'm going to cut you off there. Thank you. You have 15 seconds left. Thank you for your comments, and we'll certainly be reviewing our policy with our attorneys.